Hello. What I want to talk about today is something that I was shown this morning. Um, now, if you're watching the video, what you're looking at here is Solo Cuts. It's a product by Todd Zircher. Now, Todd helped me with the editing of 3 Deep. He also allowed me to do a 3 Deep conversion of his of No GMs Sky, and he also introduced me to game icons as an oracle. And he has a website, Tangent Zero, and his Zero dice is one of my absolute go-tos. It's absolutely brilliant. I thoroughly recommend it. Check out Todd's website and the Zero dice page on it. But what I wanted to talk about was how Todd put out these Solo Cuts products, because I would have done it differently, and I just think it'd be interesting to see two different approaches to the same thing. So if you're listening to the audio, you won't be able to see this, but I'll try and remember to explain what I'm talking about each time. Now, on the product page, you'll know that I like to put lots of images, screenshots and things on the product page, because I don't believe people read the product pages. And in this case, that could be a problem, because on the product page at the moment, it's showing on the section where it says customers who bought this title also purchased, it's showing lots of Solo Cuts titles, but they're all just blank pages with just the sword icon and the title. The title actually appears underneath, but it's the same image for every single product. And I've got all of the products open in separate tabs, so I'm just going to flip through them a second. And if we look, the only bit that actually changes is the title here, and the very first line, which is a repetition of the main title and the genre. And it took me a while to work out what that was. There is an extra one here, the very last one, where it has 2 lines, and the second line just says it's a really huge tome broken into 2 lists or sheets and includes a glossary. So you wouldn't be able to tell that looking at the products. Something else that stands out here on the certainly on the desktop version of the website, there is a right-hand column, and it shows the number of pages and a file size. Now, all of these products say 1 page. Look, none of that column changes at all apart from the size, the file size. And this one that claims to be a massive tome broken into 2 lists and sheets and the glossary is only 2 megabytes. So for something which is claiming to be massive, 2 megabytes doesn't seem to support it. And Todd's asking, it's pay what you want, but the suggested price is $2 for all of them, apart from the big one, which is $3. But they're all reading 1 page. And there is a possibility or a perception that $2 for a page is too expensive. And if you look at the page, if I open the preview, again, when you're looking at this, it doesn't actually look like $2 worth. And it's because, and the preview for all of them is the same, I think, or nigh on the same. The reason is the actual product you're buying down here is spreadsheets. You're buying 2 spreadsheets, one in Excel format, one in ODS format, which is what I do with my cut-up products. but it also talks about importing them to Google Sheets for online use. Now, I seriously doubt if many people actually read the product descriptions at all. That's why I put in so many screenshots. But also, I'm not sure how many people are that comfortable with spreadsheets. And as soon as you start seeing the word import, that's going to turn off some people as well. So yeah, I don't. Personally, I would, if this is one of my products, I would be putting in images in here so people see what they're getting, because the real work, the real clever bit here is in the spreadsheet, but the preview is just of the instruction sheet, and there's no other visual clues. The other thing that I noticed here, again, if you look at this, there's a date here where it says that the file was last updated and the title was added to the drive-through catalog. If you watch those dates, every single title was uploaded on the 6th of July. DriveThru has a cap in place where they won't show more than 3 titles from the same publisher released on the same day. And I believe, let me just check a second, the 6th of July was yesterday. So that was, yeah, these were all done yesterday. Tuesdays are a pretty busy day, so these would have come and gone off the newest list in a matter of hours. Now, if Todd had released one a day, he would have had a best part of a week's worth of free exposure. And every title links to all the other titles. So they would share the sort of interest around. I think you could have got more exposure from them for the same amount of work, just uploading them, you know, one a day. And I also would have suggested putting up the because solo cuts. If you're only looking at the cover and on the home page, the writing can be quite small. If you're only looking at the home page, the cover here, each one doesn't tell you much about what's going on here, what they are, how they work. You know, Obviously I know, I know that's King Arthur. I know Conan. You know, they're not artistically attention grabbing. So that was, I would, if this was me, I would have put a more visually interesting cover on there. I would suggest making a more visually interesting uh, product page, and yeah, a more informative product page. In marketing, we talk about, there's an acronym called AIDA, which is attention, interest, desire, action. And your product thumbnail here, that may be the only thing people see on the drive-through homepage. So you want to make it grab people's attention. The title up here should ideally be there to grab the attention as well. So when it just shows up in search results. But also you then want to get people's interest. And if you look at this reading, solo cuts is a word list tool for serving random numbers and phrases from a book. I'm not entirely sure whether that is the most interest grabbing in opening sentence. They talk about opening sentences in books, or how your opening paragraph is really important. I would really suggest trying to create more visual interest. On my cut up books, I always try and show the actual play section in the on the page previews. And that's always colours. I use a blue-yellow combination, so it's colours. It grabs the attention. All about getting the attention. The desire bit is when you try and make your product sound so great that people actually want it, and then action is when they buy it. So if you're going to release a series like this, I would suggest putting more effort into the covers and the product page, because that is where the attention and the interest part of this AIDA scheme, is it attention, interest, desire, action? You can grab these first two parts. So yeah, now I quite like cut-ups. I think they're a very interesting way of solo playing, and I hope these are successful. Uh, and yeah, if you're into solo play, then yeah, check them out. Yeah, as Todd says, grab one for free and test it. It is, after all, only a couple of bucks for one of these. So, but yeah, and if you're from a marketing point of view, yeah, I've just given you my thoughts on releasing a whole series like this on a day. Okay, so that's it for today. What I was going to talk about, I'll probably put in next week's. Okay, but yeah, thank you for watching.